Hi everybody, today we're going to look at Sentinel dVPN on the Cosmos network. First I want to look at the growing VPN industry. Secondly, I want to look at dVPN and their place in the market. Thirdly, I want to look deeper at VPN, at their white paper, and identify what attributes they have that could make them a dominant force in the market. Fourthly, I want to determine whether I personally would invest in this and why. As always, this is based on my personal opinion and these are based on my personal investments, so you take this advice as you wish. I have a degree in accounting and financial management, however I am not your financial advisor. Now let's get started on Sentinel VPN. This is something that's been in the pipeline for over a year, and it's something I'm very excited about now they've actually started to push out their Android app, and it seems to be doing pretty well. Firstly, so if we look at this graph here, what we can see is a continual increase, an anticipated increase in the usage of VPNs, from mobile VPNs to cloud VPNs. You can see a massive upsurge in the usage. This is continuously anticipated to grow as global concerns increase over privacy. Think about Facebook, think about how Instagram has leaked data, think about how passwords are leaked so much more easily online than they used to be. Think about the Sony problems. People care about their data more now than they ever did before, so the usage of VPNs is becoming more and more important. Do you want somebody knowing what your medical concerns are, what you're buying online all the time, or would you rather keep it anonymous? Back in the day, we used to use coins, and with coins, they were fungible. You could have a pound coin and another pound coin, and there would be no difference between those when you bought goods and services. However, now the game has changed. Everything is digital. You buy online, it's recorded, and it's recorded forever. People are looking for anonymity, not just in what they purchase, but in what websites they go to. People are arguably entitled to go where they want online without reproach or without individual governments in any other country that have different rules controlling what they do. Obviously that's open for debate, but that's the general idea of a decentralized VPN, where you are able to access anything you want freely without prejudice and without a concern or worry that this will get back to you. And many people believe this is a right for everybody, and I believe it's a right that everybody should have as well. Freedom of exploration without encumberment. Anyway, moving on from that, we clearly see that this industry is going to grow. So let's take a deeper look at this VPN, Sentinel VPN. So we can see Sentinel VPN is part of the Cosmos network running on Tendermint, and this is an absolutely wonderful network because, as you can see on this network, everything is connected with each other, and Cosmos being the main part of this hub. This means that if you, for example, bought Crow from Crypto.com, you could transfer that to Sentinel coin through Osmo for next to nothing. The price of transfer of coins on this network between each other is pennies. So they've chosen this network primarily because A, it's incredibly cheap to transfer between coins of all kinds of coins, and there's bridges to this network from Ethereum and Bitcoin as well. So A, it's really cheap to transfer between these coins, and B, the speed of transaction is super fast as well. So if you want to put money onto Sentinel VPN via your cryptocurrency, the speed of doing that will be really quick. So for me, that was a really smart, logical choice to join this network and be part of it. Now, I've looked at their Reddit and we can see that there's only around 2,200 followers. So, I mean, that's actually a good start. It's always hard at the beginning, but Sentinel network is slowly growing on this platform. So this is quite positive to see that there is a base, there is a team that is responding to people, albeit it doesn't seem that there's that much traction on their Reddit at the moment. This could mean that it's early days, or it could mean that there's no chance of it growing. Let's identify more about this individual company. After looking on their Google Play, things actually have a really big green light for me, and I'll explain why. We can see that they have great logos. Actually, I've played around with their app on my phone. It actually works really well. It's quick and it's efficient. Not only that, it has 7,000 positive reviews. If we go down, we can see a 4.7 out of 5 review in general. Exceptional. Not only that, we can see it has 100,000 plus installs after only being around since December 2020. So it's been around a year and it's already had 100,000 installs. This is not bad going, is it, for a VPN in a growing industry? So what we can see here, we're still in the early stages. However, this is a really impressive base for me. These are three fundamental factors. It's in a growing market, it's growing in a growing market, and it has functional use in conjunction with cryptocurrency. So for me, excellent start so far. Now, just to backtrack on that, the growth here we can see from the statistics. We had a little bit of a regression here in October. Maybe this was to do with some of the teething issues faced with the app, because the app hasn't been around so long, and that seems to have been improved in recent months. And now we can see that in November, the growth has been exponential, with a lot more active sessions than we saw in October. So my anticipation is that this will continue to grow. We're in the early stages of December right now, and it's already almost surpassed October. So this is a good sign, at least, for the future of this and the growth of this platform moving forward. If we look at their year to date, we can actually see that the value of their currency, their individual currency, dVPN, is actually dropped a little bit in the market. As we can see, it has a really small market cap of 70 million. Even if this grows around 8 times to 600 million, it would still be outside of the top 100 in the market cap. So this is good for me. I personally like organizations that have a relatively low market cap in cryptocurrency, but they have a strong use case and therefore great potential for growth. So let's have a look at their white paper. A lot of people seem to get annoyed when I look at white papers, but white papers are the fundamental cornerstone of every organization. If you don't look at it, you're not doing your due diligence, in my opinion, as a person with a degree in accounting and financial management. Like, sort yourself out. Let's get moving. I'll have a look at it so you don't have to, so don't worry about that. I'll try and break it down as quickly as possible. The thing I love about this VPN, and this is really, really important. Yes, it's crypto based, okay? But they're not idiots. They want to open this to everybody. And they've done this, of course, by making an actual functional, usable app on Google Play. Not only that, you can pay with all these currencies on here because you can transfer them cheaply and freely towards this, right? But they're smart enough to anticipate that regular people don't want that bloody barrier of having to buy crypto. So you can use your Visa card to pay for it. You can use your Google Pay to pay for it. You can actually pay to play with regular currency or cryptocurrency. But the added bonus of using cryptocurrency is if it's anonymously bought and transferred, then you pay with that cryptocurrency. There's no registration. You're paying for use of that app with that app's cryptocurrency. So that is an extra layer of anonymity, which is very, very valuable to a lot of people. And it might be worth taking the extra step just to do that. So you're not using your card details on your VPN, which is then ultimately traceable. So looking back at that, what happens here is we can see that how it works is after you've paid your money, okay, you have people in the community that are selling their bandwidth. So you might have a guy in America that's like, I've got some spare bandwidth. I will sell that to dVPN, and dVPN will pay them in tokens to use their bandwidth. So you have lots of people selling their bandwidth to dVPN, and that makes it, the more people that use this, the more anonymous it will be, because the more harder it will be to trace. It states right here, the user only has to communicate directly with the chain and not with any potentially centralized servers. And centralized servers have a lot of problems, as we know. If it's a centralized server and it's owned by a large private organization, they might take your data, they might save your data, source your data, and then use your data later. Now, you have no idea what these organizations are holding against you. So let's delve in further about why there are some advantages to this organization. So these are some of the robust points that I really like in their white paper. And the other thing I like is there's no bloody spelling mistakes. Congratulations, finally. An actual white paper that's not been written on a potato with a rusty knife. So these are some of the positives of this dVPN. They can prove their encryption, which is very important because it's open source based. Open source can be ratified and analyzed. Great. Military uses open source software. Proof of bandwidth. You can see how much bandwidth people have to offer to the server. And this, for me, is the golden goose. Proof of no logs, because it's open source. They're not taking your data history. You don't know what these big organizations are taking, these big VPNs. You don't know who fully owns them. It could be a subsidiary of a subsidiary of a subsidiary, and then another subsidiary out there. And in total, they own 51% of the organization. And therefore, they make the decisions behind their centralized server of all the data they can store. They can choose to store that data, and that's fundamentally important. And a lot of people don't understand that difference between decentralized and centralized. And for me, that's one of the main selling points of dVPN, decentralized. As you can see here, the voting power is based on the weight of the validators. It's a system that's essentially self-governing. The more you own, like a share, the more you can participate in the changes and vote in these changes of the system. but it also ensures that there's not one holder that owns more than a certain percent of the bag. That otherwise it would not be decentralized. So in conclusion then, why have I bought some? Well, it has fiat on-ramping. They're not stupid. People can use their own currency to buy it. You can purchase it anonymously with cryptocurrency, which is fantastic. So it actually starts anonymous, which is really important for me. Also, it has bridges. So you've got your Ethereum, you transfer that over to the Cosmos network, you transfer that over to this coin, and you can buy it with that. So anonymity can be stretched across the entire blockchain. The transactions for the financial transactions will be super quick due to it being on the Tendermint network. So that was an excellent choice. The app is doing excellently, 100,000 downloads, incredibly successful. Only 2,000 Reddit users, but clear growth in an industry, and we're in the early stages. So I expect the market cap to go up quite considerably in the next year or two, as people really realize the difference between a VPN and a decentralized VPN. It will take time. The great thing as well about it is open source can be scrutinized. It's not centralized, it's not hidden, you can see what's going on. It's decentralized, there's not one entity controlling all of the data, controlling it without you knowing what they're doing with it. They might say they delete it, but actually are they deleting it? Are they recording it? You can prove it's not storing data, which is essential. Voting is conducted by the main owners, so they have interest in developing the chain, and they want to make it better and stronger and more useful and versatile. Good branding, good name, has a foothold in a growing industry. If you want to stake it, you can get 50%, 60% rewards at the moment, which is what I'm doing. What I've done is I've simply invested in it, and I'm staking it for 50, 60% rewards a year. I think it's going to grow in value. Even if it stays the same in value, I'll still be making 50, 60%, so I'm not complaining. And as part of their white paper, they focused on ease of use, and I've used the app, and it's very, very convenient to use. So some disadvantages I would state are that there will be a lot of competition in this market. If a large player decides to go dVPN route, they can. Astral, for example, they already offer Bitcoin purchases, but they don't offer purchases through other cryptocurrencies. But they are not dVPN. They are just simply a VPN. So for me, this is better technology, more useful technology, and I hope it grows and expands and actually gives people real, true, anonymous internet browsing, because I believe this is the future. So yeah, that's it from me today. Invest wisely, guys, and have a great day. Thank you.